All right, y'all. So today I wanted to talk about functions. So this is going to be our intro to functions. It's what they are and how you identify them. So let's get into that. On the inside, we have our definition. A function is a relationship shown with a set of ordered pairs, where each input has exactly one output. So, think of functions as machines. One thing goes in and one thing comes out. That's it. One in, one out. Imagine ingredients going into a blender. So here our blender would be our function. So into the blender goes bananas. They go in the blender, and then you get a banana smoothie. Okay, when one thing went in, you got one thing out. All right. Let's say strawberries go into our blender, and then you get out a strawberry smoothie. Also makes sense. One thing went in, one thing came out. Strawberries go into a blender and give you a banana smoothie. That one doesn't really make any sense. If you put in a strawberry, you should get a strawberry, not a banana. And that's kind of the core concept behind these. If you see something that goes in once, comes out with something, goes in again and comes out with something else, that's not going to be a function. So, if these two are true, then this one can't be, is basically the point. Okay, so there are 3 ways to look at functions: tables, mapping, and graphs. To identify a function from a table or mapping, the inputs cannot repeat. So we can't see them twice, just like our strawberries that we had up here. We saw strawberries twice. We can't have that. So I'm actually going to highlight that part too. The inputs cannot repeat. Okay. To identify a function from a graph, you're going to use the vertical line test. And we'll see what that looks like in just a sec here. So keeping that in mind, inputs can't repeat, and we use a vertical line test for our graph. Let's take a look at number 1. Okay, so we got our ins and our outs. Inputs, outputs. Strawberries go in, red comes out. Bananas go in, yellow comes out. Grapes go in, purple comes out. Strawberries go in, orange comes out. Apples go in, green comes out. Okay, here's our problem. We have strawberries 2 times. So once again, if we look at those notes, it says that the inputs cannot repeat. Here we have repeating inputs. We have 2 strawberries, and they come out with 2 different answers. That is not going to be a function. Since it repeats, it is not a function. It has 2 different answers. It had red and orange. It can't be both at once. If your fruit goes in and you get out a color, it shouldn't be 2 different ones. Okay, so let's look at number 2. This is our map. So we got apples going to red, grapes going to purple, strawberries going to red, and bananas going to yellow. So we have 4 different fruits here, and none of them repeat. The colors do, though. Both apples and strawberries go to red. So, once again, let's look at those notes. It says inputs cannot repeat. Inputs cannot repeat. So it's just these inputs that we're worried about here. So, since none of those repeat, we got no repeats, it is a function. Since none of them repeat and give different colors, this still works. Okay, number 3. All right, so for our graphing, it said use the vertical line test. So vertical just means up and down, like that. So what we're going to do is draw a vertical line. It doesn't matter where it goes, just as long as it goes through your function, or not function, your graph. So you're going to count how many times your line will hit your graph. Here, it's going to go through 2 times. Crosses 2 times. And to pass our vertical line test, it can only cross once. So since it does cross more than once, it is not a function. Okay, let's take a look at the next one, number 4. All right, we got our ins and outs in a table again. So we're looking for repeats in our inputs. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, none of those repeats. No repeats. So this is a function. Each number has its own output. None of those repeat, so we are good. All right, number 5. We got 2, 4, 6, 6, 10. We got 2 6s here, and they go to different numbers. So these do repeat. And since that happens, this is going to be a no. Let's take a look at the last one. We got number 6. We're going to do our vertical line test on this guy again. We're going to draw our line, see how many times it goes through. It only goes through once. Crosses once. Oh my goodness, Miss Fields. Once. There we go. So since it only crosses one time, that is what we are looking for with our test. So yes, it is a function. Okay. We have one-to-one functions now. So one-to-one is a very special kind of function. So first, we do have to show that it's a function, so it can't repeat on the inputs. And then it can't have repeating outputs either. So it's got the two sides that we need to worry about. We're looking for repeats on both for it to be a one-to-one function. Or if we're looking at a graph, it has to pass the vertical line test and the horizontal line test as well. So it's got to be both. So let's take a look at number 7. All right, so I'm looking at the ins. We got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. None of those repeat, so that's good. No repeats. That means it is a function. And then let's look at the outputs. -5, 0, 5, 10, 15. Okay, none of those repeat either. So, since neither side has any repeats, this is a one-to-one function. Okay. Let's try this on number 8. Number 8 is going to be a graph, so first we got to do that vertical line test. Excuse me. Vertical line test. Vertical. It crosses once. Crosses once. So that's good. All right, let's try that horizontal line test. Once again, it could go anywhere. It doesn't matter. It just needs to go through your function. Okay. Excuse me. That one goes through twice. Horizontal. Twice. Since it goes through more than once, it does not cross that test. So this is a function because it crosses the vertical line test, but it's not one-to-one since it doesn't cross the horizontal line test. So this is going to be a no. I know that was pretty quick, but it is a fairly, we did the notes pretty quickly too. If you have any questions, definitely let me know, but that's going to be the gist of these. All right, I'll have a good day. Bye.